This is episode 18 of Three Stuffed Guys. We are a comedy newscast and restaurant review extraordinaire?
Yeah.
Okay. I am Jeff Campbell.
Blake Rudy.
And Matt Rudy.
And we are Three Stuffed Guys. A comedy
newscast.
Okay.
There was something I wanted to add to the intro, and then I forgot what I wanted to add.
If we had cue cards, it would probably fucking help us.
I'll think of it for next time.
We could use cue cards.
What we need to do is you need to fucking get rid of that piece of shit TV. We need to put a projector system in here.
Uh-huh.
And we can hook up
a PowerPoint
presentation of the stuff we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we could have like YouTube videos in there. Just have to keep us entertained while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Instead of probably be 30 minutes of us just sitting here laughing.
We're going to do the little laugh track.
Exactly.
Special laugh track episode.
Ah.
But that'd be a good idea, because then they could take the audio and they could apply it to their own like in-studio sitcoms that they're developing. So if there are any people making sitcoms out there,
right,
you could take just us laughing.
Which we should probably make a sitcom at some point.
What would we call it?
I don't know.
Three Stuff...
No, something that's been done before.
Three Stuff Guys has been done before?
I'm pretty sure we stole that name from somewhere.
I don't think so.
No, I'm just kidding. We didn't.
3.5 Men?
No, I'm pretty sure it's a gay porn title.
Oh, okay. Gay midget porn title.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Raphael told me about it.
He'll tweet the deets if you peek a teat. What?
What? I'm not familiar with that.
If you sheet a meat?
I don't.
It's
I get them gains. I don't know.
It's slang for shoot him a message and he'll tweet you the details.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was just trying to.
You sheet his meat.
Right.
Shoot the message.
Okay.
Sheet his meat.
No, that makes
tweet the
sense.
deet.
Tweet the details. I don't know. What is that?
Tweet the deets.
Tweet the deets?
Yeah. Tweet you the details.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
It's not hard to follow.
No, not at all. I mean, the lingo is easy to... Okay, so let's make with the funny newscast.
Matt, take it away.
Matt, what happened in the world? We did not go over the fiscal cliff.
We did
there
not.
You go.
Apparently.
But that was the only thing that happened this week.
Now, explain this fiscal cliff, if you will.
Okay.
Well, apparently now they're saying it's more like a hill.
It's really more like a slope.
It's more like a slope.
Just a gentle grade.
But okay, so fiscal means
money.
Money, and then hill or cliff means
cliff.
Okay.
So it's a money cliff.
So you jump off of it, you get money.
You make money. Why did we want to go over the cliff?
That sounds awesome.
That sounds exactly like what we want. Okay, so the fiscal cliff is a series of tax cuts that were going to go back into effect, and then a series of programs that were going to be cut, all put into place the last time they did this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually supposed to take place January 1st. And what that would mean for most people is that your tax rate is going to go up a little bit, and programs were going to get cut and all this stuff. And it was actually designed specifically to make them actually make compromise, because it was kind of like a doomsday scenario where if you don't compromise and work together, you're all fucked. And so they waited until the absolute last possible minute to actually work together.
Yeah. But was it only like taxing like the richest? Like,
well, no, there's some that actually go into effect that affect everybody, but it's only like a little 2% bump, and it was actually
That's not a lot.
No, it's not very much. I mean, it's enough for the average person that, like, okay, if you made $50,000 a year, your tax liability would go up $1,000. Okay, so you might miss out on getting a little more back in your return because that part went up.
Yeah.
Okay, but what that does, that 2% actually pays into entitlement programs. It pays into Social Security and stuff like that. So basically our rate for that went up a little bit. So we're paying more into the system, which we need to because that system's fucking going bankrupt. So, you're in school for finance, motherfucker. You should
Not
probably
yet.
know and pay
Not
attention to
yet.
that shit.
I think eventually
Jesus.
they're gonna cut.
Yeah,
They're going to have to do something.
Medicare,
I
and
got
they're
my
gonna,
associates like, hey, cut me some slack. I haven't started any financing shit yet.
and
I
they'll,
basically
and
took
they'll,
my high school fucking schooling over again.
yeah, they'll cut Social Security eventually, and they'll cut Medicare because
Good. And then you
he's like,
cut the fucking old people's heads off and let them die because they're
like,
sucking the life and money out of us.
I think like I think it's a great program because it's
a
like
good program.
it's basically
but-
like you're working and you're setting aside money for yourself for like retirement.
Right.
And like for some reason Republicans mainly do not like fucking see that. They see it as you're paying into a system where you have to pay for everybody else.
Right.
And they don't like that. I'm like, sorry, like that's the way.
Well, to them, it is
we
the
run it.
ultimate socialist program.
Yeah, but it's not like.
Which it is. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It
still,
is totally socialism.
it's-
But like, so is the military.
Yeah, I agree.
So should we just cut, medical care for all the troops and all
No,
the
but we
veterans?
could, we could cut the defense budget quite a bit. Now.
Oh, yeah,
Social Security and
Oh, yeah.
Medicare.
I don't understand like why they haven't cut the military budget or the defense budget. They
Because
cut.
it's hard to
They
actually...
cut everything else, like
I know.
education and everything else like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, you could cut the freaking defense budget in half,
I know.
and we would still be spending way more than any other country.
Yes. We would still be the superpower.
Yeah, we would still be the
We
superpower.
would still have a
Besides
presence
China.
everywhere else in the world.
Besides China.
Yeah, but I'm saying we would still be a superpower. And we would still have a presence everywhere we need to have a presence.
Yeah.
And we'd be able to save the entitlement programs. But it's tough for anybody who is in politics to propose that, much less get it passed, lest they look like fuck the military and fuck what they do for us. Which is how the other side spins it every fucking time.
Oh yeah.
They say, no, you fucking hate the troops. They're fighting for your freedom right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
Okay.
no, they're not, but okay.
So they should. They. I can't believe like people get caught up in that crap. It's like when I hear people talk like that, I just want to put my finger down my throat and gag. I'm like, oh my god, let me get my fucking. Let me get my little case with my small violin and like play you a little fucking sad tune.
Yeah, I just want to put a dick so far down my throat and gag on a fresh fucking cock and just why would you want to put your fist down their throat? Like, why would
no,
you
it makes me
your-
want to like gag because they're just like spewing out all this like pour
It's
this and
just the
pour that.
specificity of
placing your own
I
finger.
know.
that just kind of makes you go, that Matt, he's kind of he's
So I would
kind of
say-
an odd duck.
I would have said like
Just hang
I
out
would
with
want to put
Raphael
my
too
finger
long.
down their throat because like if you're already speaking vomit, why not just
So while
Actually,
what you're saying is while they're talking, you put your finger down their throat,
down their throat? You make them throw up and then
and then they stop talking.
and they go, "What the fuck was
Hey,
that
I think
for?"
that's the ultimate debate maneuver right there.
Yeah.
Debate over.
Because every
He threw up.
He's
He's
disqualified. I win.
because every time they say something nonsensical, you just do it, and the acid reflux eventually will just deteriorate their fucking vocal cords.
Well, yeah, it'd be like conditioning them as
Yeah,
Pavlov's
then they
dog.
can't say
exactly.
anything.
They would
They
learn
can't
not
say
to do that anymore.
They would learn not to fucking talk.
What, hold
Actually.
on. Would it get to the point where
Every
if
time they say
thought-
something nonsensical, they throw up.
yeah, they just throw up automatically, like you don't even do
Yeah, like a
anything.
reflex.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll also throw up if they ever see anybody pointing.
or making their finger to
Which will
slice
just be
them.
like
an
that.
added side effect for us.
Yeah.
It'll be funny. We'll just walk around all the time going,
Which one of you is nonsensical?
Ooh.
Oh, there he threw up!
Yeah.
He shit himself. Someone taught him the wrong way.
Oh man, that's fine. How we go off on
I
tangents.
like what that implies. Just get a finger up.
Up their ass and making them poo somehow. You just have a long finger. You tickle their colon all the way over there. Whoa! He just shits himself. Woo!
Like a witch's finger. Like,
Well, yes, Matt. A witch would definitely have.
I don't know what she'd be doing in the military, but
Well, she'd be fighting, of course.
oh, that's how
She
the
got,
mil-
she got witch powers.
That's how the missiles track things. They just have a witch rider.
Yeah.
They just shoot her out.
Like Hocus Pocus on the vacuum cleaner.
Oh my god.
Shit.
But yeah.
Lord. So yeah.
I say they need to raise the taxes more on the rich.
Well, and I mean they were trying to. They were trying to get it 250,000 and up.
Yeah.
It goes up, and they compromised at 450,000 and up.
And it's funny because like people make like such a big deal, like God damn it, they're raising the fucking tax. I'm like, yeah, for people that are making $250,000 and up, and they're like, yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. I'm like, but you don't make $250,000 and up. I'm like, so what the?
Well,
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's the core of America. Everyone assumes they will at some point make that.
I'm like,
Oh,
no,
so-
I'm like, no.
And no, and like 90% of them won't.
Oh, I know, but
If you're making $250,000 a year, like you shouldn't have to worry too much about the
About a
tax.
2%. Yeah.
well,
About
yeah,
2%
you should.
tax
But the
raise.
problem, and that's the other side of the problem with America, is no one lives within their means.
Well, yeah.
So the people that are making 250,000, yeah, that's a lot to us, but to them, they're living a little beyond that already.
They're living
so-
a $300,000
Yeah, exactly.
like, a year
That's
lifestyle.
not my problem though.
I know it's
Well,
no
They need to be
shit.
responsible.
But Matt, I mean, technically, right now, nothing's your problem because you don't work.
Exactly. I can still bitch about it because I got my freedoms.
So you didn't vote at this last election.
I never voted for anything
Yeah.
because it's just
I
a
voted for American Idol once, that was it.
it's just a waste of my time.
After he lost.
So I know the elections are rigged somehow. Like George Bush won 2 terms. I'm like, that doesn't tell you something.
It doesn't tell you
It
gotta
doesn't
keep...
tell you they're rigged. It tells you that the American electorate is ridiculously stupid. That's what it tells you.
Which is a system of rigging.
Well,
No.
Yeah, because you can put smart people in there, but instead we have dummies.
Sorry, but until we have a test that
Yeah.
measures that in order to be able to vote.
Well, you just...
You go.
the test would be, who do you want for president? And they go, George Bush. You go, no, you're out.
Nope, sorry, you didn't pass.
You didn't pass.
I think they should make you take a test on like your person's like what their policies are and like what they're trying to push through. Like
I
so
agree,
you have to have
but-
at least like
Some
you know
knowledge of
some
what they're
knowledge
doing.
of what they're doing. You just don't vote for a person because they're a Christian or because they're against abortion. I'm like that's not a real fucking issue. Like, nobody
Yeah,
cares
it'll
about
never
that
be,
shit.
and it'll never be solved, so it
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
I'm like, who cares? I'm like, that's, yeah. I'm like, but what they're going to do, like, money-wise, and, you know, how they handle that kind of situation, what their policy on foreign affairs is, I'm like, that's, like, more important.
If they do or do not like the Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Yeah, I mean, that's the deciding factor.
Yeah,
right there
pretty
for
much.
most people, I think.
yeah, if you like Red Hot Chili Peppers, absolutely not.
No.
Can't be our president, sorry.
But I feel like they have been, like, trying to weed out people by putting in electronic voting booths. It's like, if you don't know how to use a computer, don't fucking vote.
Well, speaking of which, that they're having that problem right now in Hollywood because they switched the Oscar voting to electronic this year.
Oh, yeah, and a lot of the
And most of
Academy
the
is
Academy is older people that don't know how to use it.
So they're not voting.
They don't know what their login name and password are. They can't get into the fucking thing, and so they're expecting the lowest voter turnout for the Oscars.
So wait, hold on. So what
Good.
what you're saying is that movies that are supposed to win will win.
Potentially, what I'm saying
Movies
is
that are
that the
shit
average age of the people voting just went from like 50 to like 35.
Good. I would say even higher than 50.
Oh my god!
No, because there are a lot of
But I
young
would say-
members of the Academy.
Right, but I'd say if you average, well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you average out the ones who did not vote, they'd have to be like
Hold on.
probably in like the 60s.
So
Like,
probably.
basically, what you're saying is Transformers 4 is going to win every award.
Potentially,
Academy.
yes. Although no, because they extended the deadline and they like set up a helpline for people to help them do it. And
the helpline is an automated computer helpline.
It's all email.
Probably.
It's a chat thing, a chat function.
I remember trying to explain how to use the internet to a gentleman over the phone at Best Buy, like when I worked there, because I'm trying to use this internet. I'm like I was just like, holy shit! Like in my mind, I'm like,
Right.
there's no way I'm going to explain like the fucking internet.
I would just like yell.
Sir, it's a
phone.
system of tubes. Okay, which tube are you connected to?
Just confuse the shit out of him even more.
Exactly.
Okay, look under your computer. You see some tubes down there? He's like, you talking about the little cord things? Yeah. You know, yeah, there's like 100 of 100. Oh shit!
Oh fuck! You got the really fast internet.
You got really fast internet. I don't really know how to use that. There's so many cords. I don't know.
I've only got 3, sir. I'm not
Like, he was
sure.
he was trying to browse the internet.
Could you take the black one? He's like, they're all black. Oh no! Who do you got for internet? Time Warner. They fucked you,
you're
man.
fucked.
They fucked, man. They fucked you. He's like, are you allowed to speak to me like that at Best Buy?
Sure,
Why not?
sure, why not? It's Best Buy. Nobody gives a fuck.
No, they don't.
But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping, because that's the problem. I've said for a long time. Once they're out of the business for a certain amount of time, they need to not be able to vote anymore. It has to only be working people in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just stupid. These people. I mean, there are people in there that are like 90 years old that get to vote, and they don't even watch the movies.
I don't. I was like, I don't want to support like 3D technology and all that crap. But like, if you don't, if you don't work for the industry anymore, you don't see the way that like technology is progressing and the way like just cinematography in general, like the style is changing. And like,
if you don't even watch the fucking movie, you don't understand like the concept at all.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I know a couple of years ago, they tried to do the whole. They would still send out screeners, but they were moving away from it and making them actually come into a location and watch it, so they could make sure that they watched. And if you didn't watch a certain number of them at their locations, they nullified your vote. They tried it. People bitched about it. They stopped doing it.
But I agree with that.
I agree too.
Yeah, because I think it's blasphemy that a film like fucking Benjamin Button like goes into the Criterion Collection the year it's released on DVD. Like, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? Like, how do you like vote a movie? Yeah, it's a classic, an all-time classic. And it's only been out for 2 years. Like, how do you do that?
I know.
No, and like no one watches it now because it's a fucking terrible movie.
Well,
it's a good movie. It's just really long.
It's just really long.
Yeah, it's okay, but it was definitely way too long.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It's a good movie if it was shorter. Yeah. It's an all right movie because it's too long.
Yeah, that fucking guy just lived too long.
And like, just fucking, you read the book. It's like, I say book, but like
it's a story, short story.
Yeah, I was like, I say book, but like it's a short story. Like you read that little thing, it's like, what, like 40-something pages?
Yeah, it's not very big.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I remember.
And they made it into a 2-hour and like 40-minute movie.
And it's just like depressingly like
into like a Lord of the Rings.
It's just fucking like depressing as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, well, that's the same with like The Hobbit. Like, how's he making like the 3 fucking movies? And it's like, well, he's not just using the one book.
Yeah, he didn't just like take that book and say, okay, well, let's take this third of it.
Yeah.
And let's just film every word that they have on the page.
Honestly, if you did, it'd be 19 hours long.
Probably.
Because that's how long the audiobook is.
That is true.
So, like, if they sang every fucking song in that book, so like, well, quit your bitching. Like, they condensed.
That's what they need to do. They need to fucking make a Lord of the Rings musical.
Oh
that would
shit!
be amazing.
That would be fucking awesome.
That would be awesome.
What would one of the songs? What would it be? Gandalf the Grey swings his staff of might. His staff of might. Sauron the Dark Lord. You fucking bass drums in the background. I can picture it all. It would basically be the Lion King musical, but Lord of the Rings.
Right, exactly.
Sauron would be fucking, what's his name? Not Mufasa, the other one. The brother. The uncle. Scar. Yeah. Sauron would be Scar, and Frodo would be Simba. And Aragorn would be Mufasa. He'd be Frodo's dad.
Okay.
You tweak it a little bit. It's a music.
Adapt it a little bit.
Yeah.
Merry and Pippin would be Timon and Pumbaa.
It would. Hakuna Matata.
They work. It's fucking brilliant. We need to shut this fucking thing down. We need to go do this.
Call Broadway right now. 1-800 Broadway.
1-800 Broadway. Yes, Broadway. I got an awesome idea.
I wonder if there is a 1-800 Broadway. It's too many letters.
Yeah, it is too many letters.
No, but I've seen a phone number before that was like, there was like too many letters, and I was like, that doesn't seem like it'd be a real number. But I think what they did was they used the last digit as like one of the numbers that you would press in the automated, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can have like those numbers in the automated system. They did that.
Okay.
Or you just take out the A and you just left the O in there.
Broadway.
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 Oh my god. Okay.
It could work.
Another $1 billion idea
Fucking
from three
brilliant.
stuffed guys.
Yeah. It should just be an idea podcast.
We should.
There's another $1 billion
Another
idea.
$1 billion idea. We just give away all our ideas for free. We'll be billionaires.
Just charge advertising fees. Yeah, actually, it might work.
It could work, actually.
Facebook, shit.
So many people listen to our podcast to get our ideas.
Yeah.
What we should do is just come up with the ideas and we just auction them off to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Sell them all at like $1.
Exactly. Start the bidding. $1. Sell them later on at like $2.
Here $1, here $2. Nope, sold.
Okay. It's going to cost us more than that to copyright the idea and then give it to you. Alright, so what else happened?
What else? New Year's happened.
Yes,
Oh,
New Year's did happen. We are in 2013, that's right.
First podcast of 2013. Why did we not make a bigger deal out of this?
I guess
Wow.
it doesn't fucking matter, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, it does
Not
matter.
that big a deal.
We're celebrating the Earth's birthday.
No, that's true. I assumed we were going to be dead by now, so...
I'm a little pissed off that
I'm
2013
really
is a
pissed.
thing right now.
Yeah. Like, the rest of my life is just a fucking depressing shithole because I didn't die in 2012.
You see, like it because it's Earth's birthday. I'm a little upset that we didn't, like, that humanity hadn't come together and made a big old fucking birthday cake. So I think we should have.
How big are we talking?
Fucking huge.
It would have to be pretty big.
It'd be like the size of the United States.
Wow.
And it would have as many candles as the Earth is. Yeah, as the years of the Earth is old.
Wow. So it's like...
So like 6,000 candles.
It's like, yeah, exactly. 6,200 candles.
529,600 candles. Earth the musical.
I'm pretty sure they already made one called Hair.
No,
You
hairspray?
never seen Hair?
Hairspray?
No, Hair.
Hair, no.
About hippies. People.
No, this is about Earth, not about
Trust
people.
me, it's about Earth.
This would be a musical about Earth and the formation of Earth. So, like, your
There are
characters...
no people anywhere in them.
No people.
It's,
So,
just,
like,
it's just sets changing as the Earth evolves.
yeah,
That would be awesome.
that would be pretty fucking sweet. And, like, if you had characters, they would be like asteroid.
Like a rock formation.
Yeah, asteroid number 1. You collide with asteroid number 2. And then, like, you have all your particles and
Right.
they create the Earth.
And then at the end, we have dinosaurs.
Yeah, and they all come out on stage and... Yeah.
We could do that.
Well, we show the first humans, like... The elves
Like
and the
little tadpoles, like
dwarves.
swimming.
Just be some dude just fucking beating his loads all over the stage. You'd be fucking drained.
Exactly.
I gotta do this every night.
This play has been on for 20 years. 7 shows a week.
His dick is just this like little piece of fucking... Looks like a Twizzler. It's so red and just like stringy.
Not really, though, because you're only doing it once a night, and we do that. I do it more than once a day sometimes.
Hey, well, don't say we. That sounds gay. Like we're all
Yeah, no,
jerking each other off.
no, I mean,
You're totally not, everybody.
not all of this. Okay,
Yeah,
so yeah, 2013,
23, 2010.
2010.
Oh, no, you know what? This isn't the first podcast of 2013 because the one that we released.
Yeah, I know, but this is the first one recorded
This is
in
the first one.
2013.
Yeah.
So, we're on the other side of history here.
Okay.
And, I don't know. So now, I mean, now I don't know when the world's going to end.
Probably next year sometime.
I mean, I guess we should check and see if there's any predictions anywhere. Maybe
Sure.
Nostradamus did one.
I'm sure.
Again.
I hope so.
'Cause you have to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, what's the point of living?
exactly. Like
If we don't have a fear of dying, what's the point of living?
No, I'm not afraid of dying. I want
That's what I'm
the world to
saying.
collapse.
If we don't have death to look forward to, then what's the point of living?
Okay. I agree with
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
Okay.
Might as well just kill ourselves now if we can't just die later.
Might as well just take out as many people as we fucking can. We'll start at the schools.
I'm worried about you saying that.
Why?
I have to bleep that out.
Why?
Because you said something about school.
So?
Oh, well.
What's wrong with that?
Alright,
I
moving
don't
on.
understand what the problem is.
Moving on.
No, we're not moving on. What's the fucking problem?
We're moving on.
There's nothing wrong with making fun. Excuse me, not making fun. There's nothing wrong with making light of a massacre at a school.
Well, hold on.
Unless it was your child that was massacred. Then you should not be sitting there giving a press conference in which you're smiling.
Yeah, that guy was smiling, so
He was.
He's
That's
basically
what I'm saying.
saying,
He's like giving us carte blanche to do whatever the fuck we want.
Okay, you know what? I'll agree with you. If the parent of one of those unfortunate children can fucking laugh on TV, smile.
Here's a question for you though. Are they really unfortunate? Aren't they kind of fortunate that they're gone now?
How so?
Doesn't this world suck?
It does suck, and with
Isn't it better to get
cyberbullying,
out early?
on the uprise.
Oh yeah, they were just. I mean, like their world, their lives would have been terrible
Yeah.
going forward.
Oh yeah.
Let's just get it out of the way. All of their lives, every one of those children
Yeah.
would have been a complete and utter shithole. And I'm glad they're gone.
God.
For their sake. Not
Yeah.
mine. I personally derived no satisfaction from it. I didn't know any of those kids. But if I
don't care.
did, I probably would be glad they were gone. Because kids fucking suck.
All the dads are just like secretly they're like yes. Like I wanted her to get that abortion, she wouldn't.
Exactly. I mean, that's how most guys think.
Yeah.
They don't really love their children.
They don't. And, I mean, I'm sorry, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're just speaking the truth here.
Sorry, dads out there who are now upset that we ruined your secret.
Yeah, exactly. We told the truth, and you know, you just got to deal with it. So, okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Got kind of heavy there.
There we go.
Nah, I'm just trying to create controversy so we get some listeners. Hopefully, it'll be carried on a newscast.
Hey, ass, yeah. That's the last thing we need. Fucking the way we break out. Comedy newscast, 3-Stuff Guys.
I'm actually surprised we haven't gotten a comment on YouTube. Like with somebody being like, oh, you guys are fucking assholes.
People would have to
blah, blah.
listen to it to actually comment on the content.
We got like 24 views.
Yeah.
I know, but again, I seriously contend that most people get 5 minutes in and they shut it off.
Possibly.
I mean, I know some people listen most of the way through, or at least all the episodes, but most of them, I think, maybe halfway through at most for most of
Maybe.
them. Especially given how long most of ours have been lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we should maybe specialize in like 5-minute podcasts. We'll just record like 10 of them at once.
Okay, that's not a bad idea.
Just release them like every day. 5 minutes a day.
No, that sounds terrible.
Alright. 2 minutes a day.
Yeah, so should we talk about the restaurant we went to?
Okay, we can.
Look at
I'm
Mr.
surprised you actually want to talk about it because you
Mr. Business over here.
apparently didn't have much
I need to
good
bitch.
to say
I need to
about
bitch
it.
about
Okay.
it. I need an event.
Okay, Matt, you take it away.
You got the floor is
It's all
yours,
yours,
asshole.
I don't want to
Now
start
you can't
this.
fucking talk.
Alright, we went to Boston's, right?
Boston's, yes.
And I don't know
Just
how
like
to
the city or the 70s
Yeah.
rock supergroup.
Which, according to my GF, through the old text on the cellular device, she said that Boston's Pizza is the original name of it, and it's a Canadian.
Really?
Canadian started like company, whatever restaurant.
Hmm.
And when they moved down here, they changed it from Boston's Pizza to Boston's.
Okay.
so that they wouldn't confuse people because they don't just have pizza; they have
Right.
other shit.
Yeah, but pizza is their specialty. That's what they advertise about. It's. I'm just saying that's what the Boston's gourmet pizza is.
I don't know if it's gourmet.
Well, what qualifies as gourmet to you? Did Gordon Ramsay make it? Does that make it gourmet?
Yeah, that is a Gourmet.
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 That should make sense, kind of.
Yeah.
That should be the title of his next book.
Gourmet.
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 How to cook with gourds. It's a double entendre. Like it's all cooking with gourds, but he's like he refers to himself as gourd. Cooking with gourds.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah.
Okay, so proceed with your skewering.
Proceed with your complaining.
Well, the food wasn't terrible. I'll say that. Like it was all right. I mean, it was like good microwave pizza or oven baked pizza.
Well,
Which one was it?
Like,
which
maybe,
one
like,
was it? 'Cause-
Basically, like a good like frozen DiGiorno type pizza that was served on a plate, on a
Okay.
platter. But I don't know, I think the waitress was a little weird. She seemed very uptight. Like she didn't want to have to deal with
Like I
shit.
said, I don't understand where you get uptight. I mean, because she didn't give you a lap dance.
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I would definitely welcome a lap dance from the waitress, but
From that one?
No, not from that
no,
one.
not really. Well, she's better than the one we had at the Italian place.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But she was pretty flat, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like getting a lap dance from a boy. So, I mean, I guess I understand why Matt's upset.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so what did she do that you felt was uptight?
I don't know, just like her attitude, like the way she talked was just like very short and like she just had like this look in her eyes like fuck all of you, even though we just sat down.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like maybe you're projecting a little bit.
I get what you're saying because I could see a little bit of it, but like it
Yeah,
wasn't.
I'm like I understand, like I can understand it because like you know you get to, like in retail and like in restaurant businesses you have to deal with like a lot of assholes and you don't want to be there.
a
and
lot
all
of
this other shit.
penises, a lot of assholes.
So I can see it, but like I'm like we weren't even.
See the assholes?
No, I can see like where she gets the attitude. I was like, we were only there for like 5 minutes, and she was
talking about
already
a
like,
doctor.
we were only there for like 5 minutes. Like, she asked us like, what? What?
If we were talking about a proctologist, that pun would be so much better.
Exactly.
He said the deal with assholes all day.
That would be on my business card. I have to deal with assholes all day. And a urologist, I have to deal with pricks all day.
And a gynecologist, I deal with twats all day. We should have a series of business cards made up.
We should. Yes.
But yes, I didn't like her attitude, and then
What's your favorite? What's your favorite movie? Snatch. Your whole life would be themed around your job,
Exactly.
but like in a pun version.
I guess Raphael's favorite movie would be Blow.
Yeah.
I thought his favorite would have been fucking Gay Men.
I'm trying to think of any other gay titles, but
Backdoor Dudes 9.
what?
No, I just took
Matt,
that.
how do you know that
I
title?
didn't even know that title. Dude.
I took a
just
South
made
Park.
mine up.
I took a South Park reference and I just twisted it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, back to the restaurants.
What?
So
So the waitress seemed like she had
no, she did.
a
She
stick
did.
inside of her anal cavity,
She did.
per se.
Because I saw something moving around in the pants.
It's probably the snake.
The one.
It's probably a snake. She's like Medusa. Like
Yeah,
a
you said it was a steak.
So he's got some movement in his pants. She may have had a steak down there.
But what kind of steak? Like the steak you put into a ground, or like
T-bone?
The T-bone. Yeah. But then you know how like you go to a restaurant and you know they come out with all the food and everything, and they're like, "Oh, is there anything else you need?" You're like, "No," and they're like, "Okay, well if you need anything, just let me know." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like go away. Let me eat my food." But they always have to come back when I got a fucking like pizza like halfway in my mouth. And they have to ask me like all these like fucking questions, and they want me to remove my straw from the fucking glass.
She didn't ask you a question. All she asked you was, "Do you want to take your straw out so I can take your empty glass?"
No, she asked like, "Is there anything else I can get you?" And then she was like, "Oh, can you take your straw out of your glass?" And she probably came back like what, like 10, 15
I will
times.
agree, her coming like she did come back a lot.
It was annoying
to ask like a bunch of little questions.
And then she was like fidgeting with the fucking blinds, and she was like, "Oh,
okay,
can you get the blinds for me?"
Asking me to get up from my chair and like help
while
her
we're
out,
enjoying our meal,
while we're trying to eat, and have me open the blinds for her or whatever. I do think that was.
I agree. That was definitely over the line.
Yeah.
She should have just waited until we left and then opened the line.
It's one panel of blinds. Like, it would not have mattered if they were open or not.
I agree.
She was like, I just didn't want to be like all over
Or at
you.
least she could have, reached across Matt, put her flat chest in his face, so he would feel at home.
Yeah. Open the blinds.
Open the blinds.
Yeah. And then he wouldn't have complained so much.
Right, exactly.
I did think that was a bit rude.
Yeah, you know what basically reminded me of? It reminded me of an episode of Kitchen Nightmares where like Gordon's sitting there and like the waiter's just like standing there watching him eat, and he just like looks at him. He's just like, "Are you gonna fucking like stand there like all day? You gonna like let me enjoy my fucking meal?"
Yeah.
It's like they're up in your asshole and you're like, "Get the fuck out! Like stop! Like up in your business."
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
I agree.
It's like, I'm a big boy. If I
don't
need
think-
you, I will fucking wave you down. I'll be like, "Hey, bitch, I need a refill." And then you'll go, "Okay, yes, sir."
And spit in it.
And you'll take it because you're a woman.
You're a woman? Okay.
She'll most likely pee in it.
Yeah. Probably will.
If you go to Texas Land and Cattle, they'll do plenty of other things to it.
You're like, is this diet? So it tastes off. It must be
Tastes
diet.
like piss. God damn. Little fart machine over here.
Who?
Jeff.
Oh, I'm like, don't.
He's like, me.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Ugh, just based in that. You know, turkey basted up your ass.
Someone's just passed out. The farts.
Alright, so, okay, I agree
Could be dead.
that she was
Persistent.
but
Jeez.
yeah, and I don't think she was, other than the opening the thing, I don't think she was rude or anything like that. I think she was trying to be as efficient as possible by getting stuff out of the way before we would need it. Or
She was trying to be efficient without understanding the like social norm.
Yeah, I agree.
That like you don't ask your customers to open the blinds. You don't like fucking just stand there and like grab each one of their plates as soon as like that one person's done.
Right.
It was just like you can wait until we're all done eating to take all of our plates.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But you had to take each one individually and then like ask first. You mind if I take your empty plate? Why would I fucking mind if you took my empty plate?
Yeah.
It's empty. Like there's nothing on the plate that I want. It is empty. Like go ahead. Don't ask me. Just take it.
Right.
Like that is a bit like it's just. I don't know. It's whatever.
It's like, I don't know, like, it's because they have to, like you said, they have to, like, move tables.
Right.
And, like, I understand that.
That's what I think
like,
she was really, it was driving her.
But, like,
to do
don't,
that was
but don't make it fucking obvious that all you're trying to do is just get people out the door and, like,
right,
get the next
I
person
didn't
in.
appreciate that.
Yeah. And, like, that's the way it's been, like, almost, like, everywhere we go.
Well,
it's like,
I
they
blame
just,
that
like,
on you two.
They cycle
more than anything else. Anytime I've ever gone out to eat, they don't treat me like that. When I'm with you guys,
Right,
because you guys are young.
Yeah.
That they don't look at you.
No, I'll agree with that. I'll agree
real
with that. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Because anytime I go anywhere by myself or with my family, they treat us well every single time because they see me and they see her and they think of us as adults and we're real customers and patrons. They don't look at you guys that way because you're young.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm not that young. I mean, I'm young compared to like being like 40, but
Yeah.
I'm
Honestly,
not like 18, and like 17, 18 group.
I think if
they
you
tip
if
like
you,
shit.
But I think if you like if we dress differently, because I mean like you're wearing like I assume what you wore to work.
Yeah.
Minus the jeans.
No, I wore the jeans. It's casual Friday.
Oh god damn it. Okay. Well, so yeah, like, so, like,
Friday, what the?
Well, we call it Jeans Friday. You can wear jeans on Fridays.
that's a clever name.
Yeah, so
God, that's so like Office Space.
yeah.
Casual Friday. What the fuck
Of
is
course,
Casual
that's
Friday?
Office Space is based
It's
on real
based
life.
on real office stuff, and that's where I
What
fucking
the-
work.
No, that was off of a different show where the guy walks in. It's like he's like writing a will for this like the president of like this company, and he comes in wearing like jeans, and the guy turns around, he's like, "What the fuck are you wearing?" He's like, "Oh, it's jeans." He's like, "Yeah, like why the fuck are you wearing?" He's like, "Well, it's Casual Friday." He's like, "What the fuck is Casual Friday?" He's like, it's just like we just dress casually. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I get that." He's like, "I don't like it." He's like, "If you're fucking writing my goddamn will, you better come in here and dress like a fucking professional. Get the fuck out of my fucking office." It's just
This is
funny.
on cable TV?
Yeah, I think it was I want to say it was
Yeah,
like
on CW.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. I want to say it was off of that.
It does sound like something.
Yeah, it was.
It does
I
sound
can
like
see
it's
that.
not that funny, so yeah, it'd probably be fun shit.
It's funny.
Curb's funny.
It's
It
funny.
gets a little old.
Well, it's just like Seinfeld. Like,
I know, which Seinfeld was the funniest sitcom for a while.
until How I
The
Met
rest
Your
of
Mother.
That's the best.
Until How I Met Your Mother came along.
Which was good for about 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It was the funniest show on TV for about 8 seasons, and then it started to go downhill. Wait, it's only on season 7. Anyways, if we had dressed differently, like more shirt and like kind of businesslike, and if
Well,
you
yeah.
cut your hair, then like we probably
My
would.
hair's not that long.
But it has that
But
like
it's-
it has the I'm a teenager
It
look.
looks like Pete Wentz. That's what it looks like. It does exactly. I'm just saying.
No, it
they
doesn't.
think you're in Fallout Boy. That's why they treat you like shit.
No, but like if Takira and I go out, it's the same thing. Like we don't get treated like crap.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like
not saying you get treated like crap, but you don't get the level of service.
I
you
honestly think we
normally
get treated like crap more, like the three of us, than like I've been treated with Takira and I together.
would. Probably.
And I think it's just because she's a girl and like there's
Yeah.
a girl present, so like there's a different
Plus, they assume you're on a date, and so it's
Yeah.
different.
yeah.
Oh my god! I hope they don't assume we're on dates.
Well, I mean, that could be
It might be.
three-way.
That's why they're giving us bad
Could
service.
be.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we morally offended her.
Yeah.
Just by our mere presence.
They're like, "Oh, look at these like fucking like homosexual."
These 3 stuff guys.
Yeah, that probably didn't help our case. We tell her who we are.
Yeah.
Because like even like when we get seated, it's like a fucking like goddamn,
Yeah, it's like seating
Big-
3 gay men in a
it's a big
southern
deal.
state. Yeah,
It's
it
like a
is.
fucking big
That's
deal.
true. They do sit us way away from people.
They do.
IHOP did it.
Yeah.
They sit us like way away from the norms.
From the normals.
It's just fucking ridiculous.
I agree. It is ridiculous.
Because we went in there, it was like fucking dead. They sat us like all the way across the goddamn restaurant. I'm like, what about all these seats? Like, can you just sit me down?
No. Those are the good waiters and waitresses. We're gonna
Yeah.
give you the turd. She's gonna like rush you guys and get you the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't make sense because it's like, oh, we're gonna turn tables and like get prepared for the dinner crowd. And I'm like, yeah, but they're like even when we left, there weren't that many people. So like,
Yeah.
chill out. Like when you actually get customers, then you can try to turn your tables quickly so you can
See?
get more tips for the night.
And they wonder why young people tip them shitty. It's because like, well, you're trying to rush us. I can't even enjoy my meal. You're like down my throat, like trying to give me Dr. Pepper.
No, that's
and
not
shit.
why most young people tip shittily. They don't have money. That's
Well, that
that's
too.
why most.
Well, that too.
They don't have
so
money,
they
or
just
they're
assume you don't have money.
they're dickhead little teenagers. And
Yeah.
they just
But
don't wanna-
no, because like around this area, they shouldn't assume that because people actually do have like money around this area. They might not have like as much as they think they do, but they got money.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And the kids don't even use their own money. They just use mommy and daddy's credit cards or cash that they get from them.
And they're too stupid to like figure out tip on their own, so they put it in a calculator and they give the appropriate percentage.
I don't understand.
Don't
I
know.
mean, teenagers are annoying, yeah, but
I had a club
other than
sandwich,
that,
though.
like I could deal with that.
I was gonna get to Matt. What did you have?
The pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Sicilian.
A Sicilian, which you had no idea what was on it. Apparently.
I did. I looked at the menu.
I know, but when you were sitting
you're
there,
eating
you're
it,
like,
you're like,
what is this?
What
I
is
don't
this?
know what's on this fucking thing. It's like, what do you mean?
It just had like a bunch of like green fucking. What the hell? I don't even know what it was. That was not on the menu. That was
I'm
not
sure
on the
it
menu.
was.
Nah, they just threw some shit on there. Like, oh, we'll make it look-
Basil, like
I don't know what it was. No, it wasn't
oregano?
basil. It wasn't oregano. It was like that. Almost looked like leafy. Like I don't know.
basil, parsley.
Maybe parsley. I don't know.
Yeah, whole leaf parsley is probably
Yeah,
what it was.
probably. Just looked like the pizza sprouted fucking hair. It's just
Hairy
weird.
pizza. That's good stuff.
It's weird. Yeah. But I was just making a comparison to like actual like Sicilian like Sicily pizza. I'm like, yeah, this is nowhere close.
Well, yes, I'm sorry that the pizza you got from a place called Boston's in Texas did not actually have Sicilian style.
Does not taste like
Italy.
Italy pizza.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
sorry about that.
No, they should be sorry. Because now I'm fucking critiquing them.
That's true. I mean, this is going to get out to 5 people.
Exactly, and those 5 people will tell other people. And, those
And
people
then
tell-
they'll still go eat at Boston's
Yeah, they'll
because they don't care.
Probably.
Probably.
But, okay, so you had a club sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And how was it?
I actually thought it was pretty good.
It looked pretty good.
It was classic, and I like that. White bread, toasted, ham, turkey, bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato.
Tomato that you took off.
Took the tomatoes off. But to like
Use your words.
to agree with Matt, I guess.
Okay.
To
Do you really want to do that? I don't know.
what's the word I'm looking for? To like expand on his point or to whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I didn't ask for no tomatoes is because I could sense like that weird like urgency to our waitress,
Mm-hmm.
and so I didn't even bother. Because like people like that, I feel like they're not even gonna like remember.
Well, they just
Or-
don't care.
They just don't care, and just like there's like an attitude to it where I'm just like, you know what, like I don't care, just pick it off.
Okay.
Because the last thing I want to do is like for this person who I don't know, who may have a really short temper, who knows how short like that fuse is, for me to be like, no tomatoes, and she just goes, oh, okay, and then all of a sudden like spits in my sandwich for no fucking reason because she's weird. You never know how people are, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna bother it.
You know, yeah. Okay.
And then, oh, okay, the other thing that was kind of rude was when I said, oh, can I get a Caesar salad too? And she goes, I was actually gonna ask everyone that at the end,
Yeah, that was.
and I was like, what are you, my fucking teacher?
That,
Like,
yeah, that's
hold your fucking questions to the end.
that's why I was
excuse
just
me?
like, what the fuck, like what?
Yeah, I was like, no. And then you're like, and I'll have a Caesar, like a Caesar, because you're the last one, and I'll have a Caesar salad as well. And then she's like, okay, she's like, so, and you wanted one, so it's 2 Caesar salads, and I was like, you fucking bitch, man. I was like, you didn't even ask me at the end, like you said you were going to.
Yeah.
You took what I said in the middle and applied it at the end, even though you
Right.
said you were going to re-ask at the end, and you didn't. So you
Well-
heard me the first time. You should have just said, okay, sir, yeah.
Well, that's why I didn't give her a chance to ask. I just said I'll have, you know, my indie ultimate pepperoni pizza, and I'll have a Caesar salad
Yeah, as well.
as well.
So you included me back in there.
That's right.
See, really, I mean, you were making her job easier
Yeah,
Right.
because then she wouldn't have even had to ask at the end.
yeah.
She would have just been like, okay, pizza or sandwich with the Caesar salad, pizza with the Caesar salad, and I didn't get anything. I just got the pizza. It's not like she would have to go, okay, does anybody want a salad now?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the fuck her problem was like on that.
I don't know.
I was really close to calling her out, and I just went like, what the fuck is your deal?
Well, you probably should do that so we have more material to talk
I
about.
know I should.
Yeah.
So really, next time, go ahead and start calling people out. We never have to go back there again.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Unless it's a really popular
Yeah,
place.
unless it's really like popular,
Let's go to Muya or something. Don't do it.
then don't do that shit. We'll
Uh,
just talk shit about them behind their back later.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Next time, call them out, and then we'll relay.
There was
exactly
one
what
time
the
I made
response was.
There was one time I made like a big deal at a restaurant because it was like a bar / restaurant, and we went in, and I guess in Frisco, you know how it's like if it's a bar like past 10 o'clock, you have to be 21.
Mhm.
But nobody carted us. They just sat us down to like eat and I ordered and everything. And then one of our other friends came, and they carted him and his girlfriend, but they were below the age of 21 at the time. And I guess they were like, oh, like we can't, like, they're texting us, like they won't let us in, like blah blah. And, like they're just standing at the door. I'm like, just come over here. So they like walk over, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, why won't they let you in? And they're like, oh, we're not like 21. I'm like, well, why do you have to be 21 to just eat at a fucking restaurant?
Was this down under?
No, it wasn't down under.
Oh.
It was that other one owned by a football coach.
Loughran's?
No, not Loughran's. It's over on Preston. I forget what it's called.
Is this called Coach?
It might be Coach Joe's, maybe?
Coach Joe's
Yeah.
bar or whatever?
Yeah, it's Coach Joe's. I think that went out of business too.
Yeah, with fucking policy like that, yeah.
But I guess it is like a state like law or something. But I thought it was more like if you sat at the bar, or if it was like just a bar, like you couldn't be there. But I mean, if it's a bar, like if they have a bar and then they have a whole other section with like tables and everything, that's like a giant restaurant. I'm like, I don't see how that applies.
Yeah, it can't be like a state law because every restaurant serves alcohol. Therefore, the philosophy would have to be that like no restaurant could ever seat anybody under the age of 21.
Yeah, exactly.
After 10 p.m., which is not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it doesn't matter if they have a bar or not. Like that was just a restaurant like policy.
Yeah. And so like the guy came over and he's like, "Hey man, like you guys, like they can't be in here because they're not like 21." And I'm like, I'm not 21. I'm like, but you guys let me in. I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? I'm like, I already ordered my food. And they're like, well, like you need to like, finish that as soon as possible, and then you guys have to like leave. And I'm like, I paid for my food, so I'm gonna fucking stay here and enjoy it. Like, I'm not gonna leave because you guys have like a dumb fucking rule. Like he's like, listen, buddy, he's like, we do this like two ways. Like, you either like, finish your food and get out, or like I can throw you out. I'm like, I like to see that. I'm like, why don't you put your fucking hands on me? I'm like, I'll have you in court. Like, I'll sue this whole fucking restaurant. I'm like, do not even like threaten me. And he's like, all right, buddy, all right. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why don't you back the fuck up? I'm like, get in my goddamn face. I've never been like so mad in my life. Well, no, I have been, but like.
Wait. Have I been more mad about something other than like some petty stupid shit?
But like being in a restaurant, like just being like talked to like that, I'm like, dude, don't treat me like I'm like fucking stupid. I'm like, I'm smarter than you are when it comes to like
and then
law.
you drooled as you said that.
Yeah, I know. Like people think they know everything. I'm like, no. I'm pretty sure I know like what the laws are and like what the policies are. I'm like, if you don't want like teenagers in here, I'm like, I guess that's what their big thing is. They're like, we don't want like teenagers here like at night. I'm like, but I'm not making a commotion.
Then don't open a business in Frisco.
Yeah, and he was like, well, like,
your population
like, we don't want like teenagers coming in here and making a commotion and blah blah. I'm like, but I'm not making a commotion. I'm like, you're the one who started the fucking commotion. I'm like, if you hadn't come over here, everything would have been fine. Like, I would have enjoyed my food and then I would have gotten up and left. Or if you just come over and said it politely. Like, hey guys, like, I don't know if anybody told you, but, when it comes past, like, 10, like, we can't have anybody, past the age of, or under the age of 18, like, in the restaurant. Like, sorry, it's just, city policy. I would have been like, okay, like, fine, because he's not, like, forcing me, he's not telling me to rush or anything, but he's just letting me know. And I've been like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then, like, we would have been on our merry way, but he's like, oh, you guys have to, like, hurry up and leave, and like blah blah blah, and it's just like the way he said it.
Okay.
I was like, get the fuck out of my face, you fucking bald bastard.
Did you say that to him?
No.
Actually call him bald bastard and slap the top of his head.
What is with like white guys who think like if they're bald, they think they're like fucking macho man? I'm like, no, you're just like a hairless fucking bastard.
You look the opposite of a macho man. Like, you can't grow hair.
You can't even grow hair. That's how, like, a bunch of a fucking pussy you are. Even a pussy can grow more hair than your bald ass.
It's true.
It is.
The pussy he fucks.
That's true.
Wow.
I prefer bald pussies.
Yeah.
I don't.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah, we've had this
Yeah.
And this is the fucking weirdest thing to me.
I'm saying it's a generational thing. Like,
You like flossing your teeth with them pubic hairs? With them pubescent hairs?
no, but I'd at least like her to look like she's of age and not like 10
I don't.
years old.
Nah, I like them looking like they're fucking 9. I will see you're 10, and I will lower you 1.
I'm sure you will.
No, it's like it has something to do with like having them look like they're underage. It's just like it's cleaner. I don't have to worry about like if I go downtown. I don't have to worry about nothing going like in my mouth and be like, hold on and like pulling it off my tongue and all right, let's go. And like it doesn't have to be a big bush. It just has to be like a little bit of hair and you'll still get something in your mouth.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. Your technique is lacking then.
No, 'cause
I've
what-
never gotten hair in my mouth.
No, you lick around it. You lick all around the pussy.
You just go.
Slurp a few times. I watch porn. My technique is perfect.
No.
It starts with the BJ, and it ends with blowing it on her titties
That's
or
that
her
is the
face,
perfect evening.
or her face, and then calling her a slut.
Fucking whore!
You my cum slut. Fucking blow
Like to
it.
shoot it all over their eyes and tell them to get the fucking. That's the best.
So what were we talking about?
Porn.
We're talking about bald people.
Oh, what?
Bald people.
No, we're talking about bald pussies. Is
Yeah.
what we were talking about. We moved the conversation to bald pussies.
Yeah, because that was something that we actually
Yeah.
care about.
Yeah. I don't care about bald people. Bald
Yeah.
people just piss me off. Because they look like pussies and I just want to fuck them.
Can't control myself.
That's why I was laying my penis on top of their heads. I'm sorry, sir. I thought that was a vagina.
Okay, here's a question for you. Would you fuck a bald girl?
A bald, like her head is
Like
bald?
her head is completely bald.
Depends
On?
whether or not she's wearing a wig.
No, she's not.
Then
Talking
no.
full on bald.
No, I wouldn't.
But,
But,
okay, think in your mind right now
yes.
of the hottest fucking girl you can.
Oh, my current girlfriend.
Greatest body
Current
ever.
girlfriend.
Okay, like I said, do it in your head.
Oh, okay. It's different. God, it's so weird how that works.
So imagine that in your head.
Okay.
Okay, but she's bald.
Oh,
Would
yeah.
you still fuck her?
No.
Really?
Yeah, it's just because she no longer looks like a girl. She looks like a bald man.
Okay, if you could put a bag over her head.
Well, then yes.
Okay, because I would rather fuck a bag.
Yeah, than a bald chick.
So we get the bag out and put it on her head.
I still haven't done that yet. I want to try it. I want to have a little paper sack under the pillow and then
Right.
just... Oh, hold on, honey. Pull it out and...
You gotta wait until a day that she's actually not feeling good about herself or something
Yeah.
like that. Just to really reinforce it.
Like a day that she had like a little bit of a breakout.
Yeah, exactly.
And then she's like...
Like either she's having a bad hair day or she broke out a little bit or just something's bad about her appearance. And then you whip that bad boy out.
You lift her head up with one hand and kind of shimmy the bag over. There we go, honey. You cut the eye holes out. Yeah, I didn't want you looking at me.
I don't want your dead stare.
Oh my god.
That would be creepy. I don't know if I could ever do a girl with a bag on her head.
I could.
That dead stare would, honestly, that would creep me out. It'd be like one of them paintings that has like a dude standing behind it, with his eyes moving, like wee. That would be weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't cut out eye holes.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
just do the bag.
Or you put a
Draw a face on
you
it.
put a picture of another woman's
There you
face
go.
on the bag.
Exactly.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Just draw a smiley face with magic marker.
Matt puts like an anime face on there. Oh god, yeah. Oh. Mikuruku. Mikuruku kiku. Blow it.
You got me too well.
So my recommendation for Boston's, because I've eaten there several times, I've had a few different dishes. The food is decent. It's not bad. It's not, the greatest thing I've ever had in my life, but it's not bad.
It's like the Chili's of pizza, but maybe slightly better.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say it's the Chili's of pizza. I'm trying to think of what would be the Chili's of pizza.
Olive Garden.
Probably.
No. Honestly, California Pizza Kitchen would be the Chili's of pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Because it's like that California hipster pizza that
No,
nobody
it's.
fucking
Have you gone there
cares about.
recently? Like very recently?
No.
It's Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Oh.
Like it's gotten bad to the point where it's just like it's that little kid pizza. Like it's that place that like you took your kids to and like you just have to suffer through the food. Like Rainforest Cafe.
But see, like-
you just got to get through it, choke it down.
But their pizzas
like
are
CC's.
expensive though.
And
So
they-
I don't
yeah,
even know
they
how
are.
like that place like even is around anymore. Especially at a mall.
What the mall
well,
makes
at
sense.
the mall it makes sense.
No, not really, because you have
Yeah,
more,
it
you have
does.
more stuff to choose from.
Yeah, but you don't have anything
We have
that's...
garbage like
Yeah.
fucking fast food from like the food court.
Yeah.
People are like, no, I don't want that. How about Cheesecake Factory? Like, nah, too expensive, too loud. The tables are too close together. How about California Pizza Kitchen? Sure, I guess. It's never like a let's
But-
go to California Pizza
Plus,
Kitchen.
a
It's
lot
like
of people
a,
But,
going
like,
around
yeah,
the mall want
Sbarro's, though, which
pizza,
is, like,
and it's
way
either
better.
Sbarro...
Yeah, Sbarro is
Pizza
way
Kitchen.
better than fucking California Pizza Kitchen.
depending on people's
Yeah,
crap tastes.
a lot
I
of
guess.
people don't
Yeah.
feel like that. They
Yeah.
feel like Sbarro's really bad pizza.
Really?
Yeah,
Like who?
most people.
Most
I know,
people, yeah.
don't like
Wow.
Because it is. I mean, it is
It's not
bad.
great pizza.
It's bad,
yeah,
cheap
no.
pizza, but at least it tastes better than California Pizza
Yeah, I
Kitchen.
mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not like the greatest pizza, but I mean, it tastes good.
Honestly, if you get it made, like if you have a pie made for you, it's a lot better.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
It's like 10 times
Yeah,
better.
it's a lot better, like fresh, right,
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Theirs is just like reheated cold
Yeah.
pizza.
That's why I get the Supreme. Because
Oh.
they only make like a couple of those.
Mm.
And they're usually pretty fresh. I guess you could say that about the pepperoni too. Because
Yeah,
a lot of
'cause
people eat
lot of people
pepperoni,
eat the
so
pepperoni.
they,
Yeah,
they
so
keep
it's a lot
cycling
more
through.
fresh. Yeah.
Which I mean, and that's why I don't ever have like a bad experience really with Sbarro.
But you know what I hate when you go to a pizza place and they're like, and you order like a Supreme or something that has more toppings than just pepperoni and sausage, and they're like, okay, and they like take a pepperoni pizza and they just sprinkle a bunch of fucking veggies on it and like throw it in the oven for a couple minutes. Like the cheese is gonna somehow like overlap and like cover it. So then when you get the pizza and you pick it up, all the shit just falls off anyways. And you're like, okay, what was even
I
the
have
point?
never experienced that.
I have.
But
When
I
we
don't
go
eat
like
anything other than pepperoni and sausage.
when you go like Joe's Pizza, I experienced that.
If you don't get a Supreme pizza, why the
Yeah.
hell do you want all that shit on your pizza?
I like
It ruins the
Supreme.
flavor.
I like Supreme.
It ruins it.
It ruins it.
Oh, it enhances the flavor
No.
because there's more stuff on there.
Yeah, that's what enhancing means.
Yeah.
That's why Gordon Ramsay's like always makes dishes with more than 2 things on them.
Exactly.
No, he doesn't. He's so fucking like simple. Which is like one thing I guess I'll respect about him is like his.
Well, he keeps it
I
simple
like his
for
shows.
he keeps it simple for Americans because they don't know how to do
Oh, he keeps
fucking
it simple.
shit.
He keeps it simple for everything, and that's the one thing I do like respect about his like cooking. It's a little like it's weird ingredients, but it's simple.
Yeah.
It's like here's like duck, and here's like this one little like sauce, and like this one little like garnish on it, and like maybe something like else on the side.
Yeah.
But it's like simple and like. I mean, you go to like some of the restaurants here, and they have to be like very complicated, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
They don't
I
change
think
something. it's-
the most complicated part about like Gordon Ramsay's food is just the preparation.
Mhm.
Because he's like, okay, you gotta get a duck, but then you gotta do this, this, and this to prepare it. But like cooking it is not hard.
Do you
Yeah.
have to shoot the duck yourself?
Yeah, probably.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he's like, go to your local butcher. He's like,
It's
don't buy
like,
don't buy
yeah.
store bought, whatever. Like, yeah.
But there's not really a local butcher
There's really
like here
not.
in Texas, which is kind of
Yeah,
weird.
there's tons of butchers around here.
Where,
I know of at least 4 in Plano.
but I have to drive all the way to fucking Plano.
But if you really care about your food,
I don't.
if you were really a gourmet,
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you go to Market Street, at least they have like a somewhat of a butcher
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
And honestly, their steaks are fucking way better than Costco. I was highly disappointed.
Oh yeah, well I
in
was
the
highly
filet we got.
disappointed by the fillets.
Yeah,
Which
filet.
is
I mean, it had like honestly, it had fat all around it, and I was like, no.
Which was like very like weird because because we got top sirloins from Costco and those were actually better than the fucking fillets. Which I didn't get that.
Maybe they switched the cuts in the packaging.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, like Costco and Market Street are way better than like just getting it at like Target.
Yeah.
Because like those meats, oh my god, I'm like, I don't know what they fucking cut it with. Like,
That's what I cut
ridiculous.
fucking blew the meat off the bone with a fucking hammer.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and they're squished and
All
flat.
squished and everything. So
Everything's
by,
like fucking flank steak. Like it's just like
by the time you cook it, it's like half an inch thin.
yeah.
I tried.
where are we at on time?
I'm like an hour and 6 minutes.
Got a little more time.
Like a little bit longer.
Yeah. Gotta start condensing that.
But I don't know.
So what were you talking about with the? Oh, we're talking about all the pizza in California Pizza Kitchen and all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You know what kind of remind me? The Boston's kind of remind me of like BJ's Pizza.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, BJ's is better though.
It's
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah, well,
deep
yeah.
dish.
Yeah, I like theirs.
We should make BJ's.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I figure we'll do that sometime.
There's
But
one
it's
over-
it's sort of similar in that they have. I mean, BJ's has more, but they have similar styles in that they serve like all sorts of different kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
and that their specialty is pizza.
Especially pizza and then those desserts.
Yeah,
The cadoodles or whatever they're called.
the Pazuki.
Pazookies,
Yeah,
yeah.
those things are awesome.
They're fucking good.
Yeah, I like BJ's a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. Get your minds out of the gutters, people.
Yeah.
Talking about blowjob.
Barnyard jobs? I'm trying to think of a dirtier thing that BJ could stand for. Ball jerks?
Backdoor jobs. I really like that.
This carpenter fixing your back
It's
door.
alright. Yeah, I don't know what you're.
I don't know what you're implying. Something about a finger in a butthole. The witch's finger. Was that this episode we talked about that?
Yeah.
Already. Wow, it feels like we've been doing this for a year now.
Calling back to things that happened earlier in the show already. Alright. So, what else would you gentlemen like to discuss?
Matt starts work on Monday. Finally found his fingerprint.
That's right. He finally got his fingerprints done.
Yes.
And he's taking a job that is his calling in life.
Mm-hmm.
And
Makes me so happy.
I know.
Because it makes
So
my
happy
dad.
that frown is just looking so.
Can't you see the tears? I'm happy.
I know.
These are rape tears, aka happy tears.
Let's see. Anybody watch any movies lately? I watched Looper. I mentioned that earlier at dinner.
Yeah, and you liked it.
I enjoyed it. I did.
Scale of 1 to 10. I want to get your honest, your full opinion
My
on
honest opinion, I'm going to say about a 7.
it. 7. I was basically say about a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I really liked it. The TK stuff was a little.
I mean, I thought that was okay.
It just felt a little like okay.
It did. I mean, it felt like there was a tonal shift in the movie all of a sudden, and then, which was, and that can be okay, but I don't know. I guess I don't know. I thought it was good. I thought the performances were good. I like Ryan Johnson, his visual style a lot. So I liked that. It was interesting though because it takes two ideas from other sources that I've read and like mashes them together. Because there was this, even though he does it with time travel, there was this Stephen King story called The Jaunt. And what it was is it's basically this scientist who was working like on government grants and stuff like that is just working at this barn on his own scientific stuff. Nobody really knows what he's doing with it. He's just out there on his own. It's kind of like doing his own fringe kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And he ends up creating a teleportation device. Okay? And he gets it to actually finally work. And in it, they talk about, because it's actually a story that it's told in flashback. They use it in the far future to actually do like interspace travel. You use that. You basically walk through it on one end and you end up on the other end. But you have to go through a sleep, because otherwise time is different inside of there, and like you'll pass through instantaneously, but it'll be like 1,000,000 years in your time, and so you'll come out and your brain is just like fried. You've been awake for 1,000,000 years, but you're not dead. Mm-hmm. Imagine how crazy that would make you.
Yeah.
So
it's like the Inception thing when they
sort of, yeah.
It's
like you have to be asleep.
And,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to be asleep when you do this, and so he discovers it, and the government obviously comes in, and because it's government funding, so they own this, mm-hmm. and they clamp down on it and stuff, and but one of the things that they tell in the little history between that and when this is happening is that the mob has gotten a hold of their own doors. And what they do is each door has its own unique number to it. So if you put in the digits on one, you'll walk out on the other, through the other door that you put those in. And what they do is they set it to a door number that doesn't exist. So they just push you through this thing and you just disappear. That's how they get rid of their bodies. Which is, it's a similar idea. It's not the exact same, obviously, but it's the same sort of, this is going to be used for nefarious purposes. Mm-hmm. And then the other is, I don't know if you guys have read the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov.
I told you I wanted to read it, yeah.
Okay. It's basically similar in terms of, in that there's this this person called the Mule. And this is, the Foundation series takes place over thousands of years. And it's about a guy who can predict the future using mathematics, and he sees the decline of the galactic civilization, and and it will take, I think it'll take I can't remember what it is. It's a big number. Like it'll be 1,000,000 years until it rebuilds itself back up to where it was. And by doing certain things that he can read, he can do it so that it only takes 1,000 years total to get. It'll be the fall of the civilization, and then it'll rise again in 1,000 years instead of 1,000,000 years. And so he can predict what it is called psychohistory, and you can predict what will happen based on group psychology, knowing how big groups of people react. And so every 100 years, his little thing shows up, like this hologram that he recorded before he died shows up and basically tells people, that they've just passed through one of the crises or whatever. You'll read it and you'll find out. But in it, there's this guy called the Mule. And what he does is he's an underworld figure, and he unites and takes over all these different, warlord gang things. And no one can figure out how he does it. And he does it through telekinesis. Not actually telekinesis. It's not really moving shit. It's called emotional empathy. And what he can do is he can read people if they're near him, and he can feel how they're feeling, and he can actually then use his mind to figure out how they're going to react to things, and he can actually plant, ideas in their head. Sort of like Inception. But it's like those things all mashed together into one story.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
So you think you'd be awesome, but it turns out okay.
Yeah, I think it was hyped up a little too much.
Was.
But everything's
the-
fucking hyped up.
I mean, the ending too was just kind of one of those endings, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh god, like you
know.
didn't have to do that. You could have solved this easily.
Are we talking about Looper still?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was okay, but... and then, I was trying to explain to Leanne and Linda, because we all watch it together, and I was trying to explain to them, because they kept having questions about, well, why didn't this happen, or how could that happen? And so I tried to explain to them about, alternate timelines and shit like that.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I love the little, scene in there where they're talking to each other in the diner, and he's like, pretty soon we'll be getting straws out and explaining this. I went on the internet because I was reading about other people's reactions, because I didn't really read the reactions much because I didn't want it to be spoiled for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew what happened, but I didn't really want to get into the, whole... I knew there was a lot of talk about it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to wait until I saw it before I really read stuff. So I went back and I was reading the stuff, and I found this chart that this guy made using straws
Nice.
to fucking explain the timeline.
But see, in one hand, Bruce Willis's little comment when he said, he's like, look, he's like, I forgot exactly how he says it. He was just like, look, if we keep talking about this, pretty soon we're gonna pull out fucking straws and be laying out fucking maps everywhere. And he's like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's like time travel. It's too complicated for us to get into.
Right.
So on one hand, you're like, okay, it's like a funny, clever, little. He's poking fun at the whole thing that everybody has to have this very detailed map of time travel. In the other hand, it was a very shitty way of just kind of brushing off their version of time travel.
I agree.
Allowing
it was a way for
holes.
Ryan Johnson to just say, look, yes, time travel is complicated. There's going to be all sorts of
You're
permutations we didn't think
You're
about.
gonna find holes in our logic here, so just brush it off.
Yes, and so that's why he was like, well, so you know what's going to happen before I do it? And he's like, no, well, it's fuzzy in my head. I don't know what happens until you do it.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to explain, because they were like, well, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something about, it was the whole fucking ending. It was about how, do you care if we talk about it?
Yeah, I think he'll care a little bit, because it's still a good movie.
It's
Yeah.
So fucking watch it, goddamn.
I
So I
will.
can
And
talk
that will ruin the movie.
about it. Yeah, it would ruin, so I won't do anything. I won't mention it.
Then again, the TK
Fucking
stuff
fucking-
ruins the movie.
Yeah, not
What?
really, because you don't really know exactly how it comes into play until the very end.
Which, that part I did like.
Yeah, I like
That was a nice. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
And I was like, I get it. I get the name, all that. It was nice.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, because I liked it halfway through the movie when he's like, he's floating the quarter in his hand. And I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? And then they explain it in a
it
brief.
wasn't even halfway through the movie, dude. That was in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
That's true. Yeah, it was very quick.
Yeah.
And it was just this really quick little one line explanation where he's like, oh yeah, people in the future, a small percentage, it was 10% or less,
Right.
have developed telekinetic powers, and he's like, the world thought we'd have fucking superheroes. He's like, but all they can do is move quarters,
Right.
because it was never powerful enough to
Yeah.
do anything. So they would just try to impress girls by moving little quarters
Right.
around. And I liked that. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of a cool little...
Yeah.
Whatever, that's cool. And then they brushed it off, and I was like, that's awesome. And then, it came back later in the movie, and I was like, oh, shit. Alright.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a good movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I watched two... No, what did I watch? I watched two anime things you probably don't care about, but I watched that Children Who Chase Lost Voices. That's really good. It's really good. It's it's part Spirited Away, part Princess Mononoke, and part...
That's about it.
Yeah. It's good though. He goes to because I didn't know what the story really was.
Neither did I.
But it's this about two worlds. There's the above world, and then there's the world in the earth, kind of Journey to the Center of the Earth. And it's they say Shangri-La and whatever. And in this movie they call it Agartha. It's the name of the world, and there's a god there who can like grant any wish if like you find him, and like it's even like rumored he can bring those like who've died back from the dead, and there's like stuff with like little crystals, so it gets like all anime whatever with like little crystals and big guardian little monsters and stuff, and a little cat running around. It's really good though. You know, watch it.
Okay.
But I mean, like predictable ending, like I was like, like it's like any story where like they bring someone back from the dead. It's always like a cold vessel of like the person that they love or whatever. Well, this one I guess was a little different because it wasn't really.
No, it wasn't like she was actually back.
Yeah, she was back. But it cost him his eyes, or just one of his eyes, I guess.
So it was kind of like a Full Metal Alchemist kind of like deal.
Yeah, it was equivalent exchange. It was like she could come back, but like the soul needed a vessel, and it needed like a live vessel.
Yeah.
And like there needed to be an exchange.
Well, no, I remember why he got his eye taken because I guess like the vessel wasn't enough.
Because it was a little
girl.
So and he's bringing his wife back, and she wasn't. Honestly, she wasn't big enough. Yeah. So like it had to take something extra, and it took his eye. It's like he paid the price of that. I thought it took both of his eyes because I thought like he was losing eyesight in the other one as well.
I don't know. Maybe he was, but then the one kid like. Remember he stabbed that stone thingy or whatever, and like the wish was like canceled out.
Yeah. But I thought that was like that would have been like a cooler like thing because it cost him his eyesight to see his like dead wife that he. Right. So it's like that trade off of like she's back. Yeah, but like now you can't see her like. Right. Yeah, it's like a tragedy. But that's like with all of like Shinkai's like work like it's always sad. Like there's like a conclusion, like there's an ending, and like you feel a little like happy for the characters. But then, like, the rest of it's just pure sadness because, like, they didn't get what they wanted, and it's like one of those like life lessons, like what's dead is dead, kind of thing. It's like is that Lost? It's dead. What's dead is dead. What show is that? What's the show? They say like what's dead is dead. You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like it sounds familiar.
I don't know. I mean, the phrase "dead is dead."
But it was played up in some show recently. Or an anime maybe? I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
It's good. And then I started watching Soul Eater. It's pretty good. I do remember seeing that show before. Like one or two episodes of like the beginning.
I'll watch the Christmas episode of Downton Abbey.
It's good. What does that mean?
I don't know. Where are you at in season 3?
Like halfway through.
Okay.
Is there something is there a death or something I should know of?
There's a couple deaths coming.
Because I haven't seen the death. The farthest I've gotten is what's her face? The house the head maid. What's her name?
Which one?
Basically Carson's equal, but like the woman.
Miss Hughes?
Yeah. She possibly has cancer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so like I've gotten to that, and she's gone to the doctor or whatever, and like they still need to run more tests or something like that.
Yeah.
Her and the maid are wearing suits.
Yeah, there's a couple deaths coming.
And they lost all their money in the Canadian Railway thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's as far as I've gotten.
Okay. Yeah, there's stuff coming.
Okay. Start watching Hotel Hell. It's a good show.
Oh my god. Show. It's like you thought like Kitchen Nightmares couldn't get any better.
Yeah.
Hotel Hell.
So nasty.
Did you see the one where the guy was like dressing up like Sherlock Holmes?
I saw all of them already. There's only 6 episodes for season 1. Yeah. They didn't think it would be renewed, but it has been. So.
And that one was kind of creepy because like the guy was like, I've been known to get violent. Like he was gonna do something.
Yeah, no, Ramsay.
I'm like, I want to see something. Like,
to let Jeff in on this because you gotta get on this. The guy, so it's this like weird, like kind of like flamboyant dude, but he's not gay. He's
just think of like a very
theatrical man.
Yeah, theatrical.
Okay. And that's the perfect word because he's like a theater guy. Like he puts on little shows. But he bought this hotel that was like, for sale because it's obviously failing. Bought it. His wife hated the idea.
Yeah.
And like didn't want it at all. Cried when he told her, and he laughed about it. He's like, I told my wife, and she cried. And he's like laughing about it, and he literally meant like she fucking cried about it, like it was a bad decision. So she does everything. She cooks in this tiny little fucking kitchen that was like I guess built into it.
She cleans everything.
Like turns the sheets in all the rooms and everything. Of course, these are all, they're all stories of failing rooms or whatever. So I'm sure that there's not much cleaning and turning of sheets going on. But he hosts like a thing like once a week where he does like a theater night. It's like a murder mystery kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he plays like Sherlock Holmes, and he's got the hat and like the pipe and everything, and he's got like Watson, and they're putting on a little show for like the people in the little banquet room. And
I thought that was funny when he said his British accent was better than Gordon Ramsay's.
And like Gordon's just like sitting there, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it was so embarrassing.
Dude, it was surreal. It was surreal. It was like walking into another world. Like, I could just imagine being there and just being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the guy was like a big kid. That's what he was.
Yeah.
Like, he just laughed about everything, and Gordon's like, what the fuck are you laughing about? He's like, your business is sinking, your marriage is like almost like destroyed. And then like he would get like really serious, and like he wouldn't want to hear it, so he'd just walk out. Like,
he walked on everything.
Like a child would.
Wow.
Something in denial.
That was weird, though.
But that was funny, and I like
the Ferrari one.
Yes, that was
God.
Like the entire time I was watching that, I'm like, yeah, that's the kind of hotel like Rafael and Cardin and Diego and Doug would open up, a Ferrari hotel, and it was like, it was hideous.
It was all like the whole entire hotel rooms and everything were themed like a car, like a Ferrari like build, like the model like of a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So it was like. It was reds, silvers, metal, just like, but it was all uncomfortable. Like there were no couches or any like sitting furniture in the rooms. There was like the bed, this like weird shaped like space jacuzzi like bathtub thing.
Yeah.
And then like a little bar with like 2 stools. So if you wanted to like relax in your room, you had to sit at this like little bar thing in your room on these like 2 metal like stools that they had.
And there was the one room where it only had like 1 stool, and like the other. Yeah, the wife had to sit, like, the wife sat down and ate her, like, breakfast, and the husband had a stand.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? And there was, like, no carpeting. It was kind of like that nicer garage floor.
Yeah, it's like a car garage. That's how they themed it. Like a model
car garage. It's like that, that painted car garage, like, floor.
Yeah.
And there's, like, scuff marks everywhere.
And, like, the kicker of everything was that the rooms were $750 a night.
Jesus.
So, yeah, something like that. Like, $800 like a night.
Fucking ridiculous.
And like the restaurant for the service was like another restaurant like down the street.
Yeah, it was like around the corner.
Like around the corner. So like they would prepare the restaurants there and then deliver them back to the hotel. But the hotel, the concierge would like the front desk people would handle everything. And he's like, there's not a direct line to the kitchen, like to the restaurant. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like why would I call the front desk and then have the front desk call the manager of the restaurant and then have the manager tell the cook what to make?
Right.
Like, what's with this, like, thing? So people would wait, like, an entire hour to get, like, food, and then it was garbage because the, like, Mediterranean guy who ran this whole hotel, like, the owner of the hotel, would travel places and just pick the dumbest fucking things that he saw on, like, menus. Like, chicken parmesan sliders. He, like, saw that on, like, a menu one time and was like, I want that. Like, I want that in the restaurant. So he just, like, tell the cook and be like, it's on the menu. So basically, like,
the only reason he had the hotel and the restaurant was just to please himself.
Yeah, it was all for him.
It was just all for him because he's, like, a giant kid. But I thought it was funny when they ordered the food, they got delivered in, like, plastic little containers, and the pizza was in a box. It wasn't, like, on, like, a plate with, like, you know, a nice cover or anything. I'm like, yeah, for $800 a night, like, it better come on, like, a fucking silver platter.
Ridiculous. They didn't have a laundry room because like they had a tiny little laundry room that had two
washers and dryers.
Like, yeah, like
2 sets.
Regular like household washer and dryers, not like industrial.
Yeah, and they didn't even have the sheet presses to iron out the sheets, so they're all wrinkled and everything. But I thought it was funny when the fucking cook, the head chef, like fucking passed out because he was getting too stressed. And didn't have, I guess, enough, like, water. He got dehydrated.
Yeah.
Like, stressing out because, like, the fucking menu was, like, 10 pages long.
Yeah, so, like, and then, like, Gordon's talking to the owner, that Mediterranean guy, and he's like, your cook just, like, passed out. Like, this is, like, you know, like, this is what's happening. Like, you're, like, this is going wrong at, like, the hotel. Your fucking head chef is passing out. And the guy's like, well, yeah, he's like, you know, your presence being here is stressing a lot of people out. He's like, don't you dare fucking, like, blame this on me. I was like, oh, shit.
He's like, don't you, like, oh, okay.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. He's like, are you fucking serious?
Good shit, man.
Yeah, that's good. I forget what other one there was the one where, like, they thought the hotel was, like, haunted.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking...
And she's like, oh, yes, like, it's haunted upstairs. And he's just like, Oh, okay.
They had like all these
Like,
creepy
let me see.
pictures on the walls.
Yeah, they had like those old like I don't even know how to explain them. Like when photography was like first invented.
You know, like what do they call it? Dead book? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it was kind of like those.
It's like
kind of
those photos, but like they were still alive.
It was just very creepy. And they had that rest in peace. Oh yeah, that's why. Because they had that little plaque that, or the little frame thing that was like rest in peace, like because of the ghost that lives in the. And he's like, rest in peace. What is like the business failing that bad?
He just said the name of the hotel, and they were underneath.
Yeah.
It was like rest in peace, whatever hotel.
He's like, oh, is the hotel dead already?
Yeah.
And I think that hotel actually shut down.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It finally did.
Yeah, even though he was there, they couldn't. The banks finally just closed in on him.
Yeah. Wow.
How are we on time?
Hour 30.
Wrap it up.
Yeah,
Alright.
Okay. Get my paper hat. Name off, rattle off Matt's favorite part of the show. All right. So you can go to twitter.com/3stuffguys, facebook.com/3stuffguys, or youtube.com/3stuffguys to see all of our shit. Follow us, comment, subscribe, rate it, all that crap. 3stuffguys.libsyn.com is the website that hosts the podcast, which hosts it on iTunes, so you can search on iTunes and find it. Our email is 3stuffguys@gmail.com. So send the emails to us. And you know the drill. We've been saying it over and over again. And then thank Raphael Chillin for the use of our theme song called Get Stuffed off of the unreleased album Donuts, Bacon, Games, and Cookies. He's not doing any DJing, so don't worry about that. And we do have an app coming.
Do it.
Because I made the fucking photos.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I uploaded them. And I did all the shit. Android and iOS, so they need to get they're getting processed to make sure that none of the photos are copyrighted, which they're not, because the pizza was a Wikimedia Commons photo or whatever, and then I made the backgrounds in Photoshop from scratch for the other stuff, so
Whoa.
we're good.
Okay.
So in like 2 weeks we should have
Awesome.
it available, and the first thing that's going to be available on the app is the Lost episode.
Awesome.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
Very cool.
I forgot we had that.
Yeah, and
It's lost.
Exactly.
yeah, that's the last episode. And I was telling Takira about it. I was like, yeah, we're gonna put the last episode on there and like whatever. And I was thinking about it. And I was like, man, when was that episode? Like, it was episode like 4, wasn't
It
it?
was a long time ago.
It was, yeah.
It was towards the beginning.
Towards the beginning, that was a scary day because it was like, oh shit, like we already had a bad like
Exactly.
just utter shit awesome episode though.
It probably was.
I haven't gone back and listened to it, but
I guarantee you, it's probably amazing.
yeah, it's probably like the funniest one.
Might be. Who knows?
The app will unfortunately cost $1.99 because they would not allow me to set the price to 99 cents. It was like a rule that the lowest you could set it to at the beginning was $1.99. So
We'll just have to put additional content on there, I guess, to make
yeah,
it afford.
that's why the Lost episode will only be available on the app. It won't be available anywhere else.
There we go.
So that, and then if we have like silly pictures and stuff, just throw them on the app and have like little comments and funny shit going on.
Should do like restaurant pictures. Take
Yeah, we do
pictures
that.
of our food and
We
stuff.
should.
We should take pictures of our
We
food.
should.
Yeah, just upload them there. It's a good idea. Cool. So
Alright.
that's everything.
All right.
Hakuna Matata.